Hi there, thanks for tuning in. My name's James Michael and I'm the founder and CEO of Justified Talent. We're a specialist recruitment agency that helps small business owners to recruit their very first sales professional. But I'm coming to you today because I'm launching something brand new into the marketplace, and this is potentially your opportunity to be a part of that. Um, Prior to starting Justified Talent, back in January of 2018, I had also spent 15 years as the co-owner of a sales training business. And over the period of that time, my business partner and I and our team throughout Australia and New Zealand worked with, coached, trained, mentored, workshopped in excess of 20,000 sales professionals. And so over that time, as you can probably appreciate, and I know a number of you are also in that field, you get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the indifferent, right? So as we fast forward then to January of 2018, and I launched Justified Talent, my intention was to assist small business owners to recruit truly sales professionals. My old man is pretty handy with his hands, and he's got one of those philosophies. I'm sure he didn't invent it, but he's got a philosophy of you need to measure twice in order to only cut once. And with that philosophy in mind, as we launched Justified Talent, with that intention of being able to present candidates to our clients with absolute hand on heart credibility that these were, in fact, justified talent, we took the philosophy of we want to measure 4 times and cut once, or recruit once in this case. Let's get it right the first time and find somebody for you who actually stays and is successful in the role. So as a consequence of that, anybody who was a candidate for a role that we were recruiting for or are recruiting for is going to be put through 4 different kinds of assessments. Now, some don't make it to the second, third, or fourth because they don't pass the first, but so it goes. The 4th and final assessment that we put our candidates through is a test which is known as Profile XT. There's a good chance you won't have heard of it. It's been around for many, many years. It is utilized by big corporates throughout the world. And one of the key reasons that we're raving fans of it, and in fact, I've been using this tool now for 20 years, is because of its solid scientific basis. Now, in the field of psychology, there's a rule that basically says, unless the instrument that you're using to assess whatever you're assessing has what's known as a predictive reliability coefficient of 0.70, then it's not worth using, because the fact is it's not actually doing what it says it's doing. And to give you some kind of context around that, many of you, I'm sure, will be fairly familiar with Myers-Briggs, the MBTI, the DISC assessment, or even the Enneagram. The MBTI has a predictive reliability of 0.47. The DISC assessment has a predictive reliability of 0.52. And as I discovered with some research just recently, the Enneagram has a predictive reliability of 0.28. So they're not really particularly good at doing what it is they purport to do. It's guesswork at best. So Profile XT, how does it stack up? Well, it has a predictive reliability of 0.82. Another measure that's important in the field of psychology is something called test-retest norms. If we test you today and test you again in 3 years' time, to what degree will it come up with the same results? And the answer to that in this particular case with the Profile XT is it has a 0.95 reliability coefficient. So it really does rate as one of the most stringent and scientifically validated psychometric assessments on the planet today. It's not a personality assessment. It is what's known as a psychometric assessment, and there's a difference. And that has actually created an opportunity for us and for you today. What's transpired with the 1,400 people who've applied for roles with us since January of 2018, and if I add to that the 2,500 salespeople that I profiled in 2017, is a benchmark. What we've been able to discern with Profile XT, and you'll see a bit of a pattern here, and you may not be able to see all of the words, but that's okay. We'll get to that at a later point in time. But what you see here is the pattern which emerges out of all of the people who've made it through to the shortlist and who are high-performing salespeople in the B2B environment and who probably subscribe to solution selling and or challenger selling. right? There's a predictive pattern that we see here. All of them, without exception, land in one of those blue squares. Now, I'll give you the detail behind all of that at a later point in time. But what that really means is there's an opportunity now for you to be able to go to individual salespeople and give them the opportunity to sharpen their saw, right? It's about understanding something much, much deeper about themselves other than whether they're a high D or whether they're a blue or whether an INTJ or whether an Aries with a Capricorn rising. Okay, you can go to them with much more scientifically validated data in great depth and help them get an understanding about who they are and how they function and what that means for them during their sales conversations. So, by way of example, here's an individual that we assessed, and you'll see the big squares are the individual. Where they turn yellow, he's fallen outside of the benchmark. Okay, those yellows are your business opportunity because they're actually your coaching opportunity. So what we're proposing to do is we're launching a brand new product and a brand new service. We're inviting you to come and take a look at that and to potentially become a licensee with us, where you will be able to get individual salespeople to complete this assessment. We will generate the report for you. We will debrief you on what the report is saying. You will then be able to generate coaching opportunities with your clients. You'll be providing what we would describe as behavioral coaching. So it's not sales skills. This is not about taking spin to them or Miller Heiman to them or any other sales methodology. It's about them engaging with the same methodology they already use at this point in time, but understanding how slight tweaks in their own personal behavior could make all the difference in the world. I can share with you one particular instance where a young lady sat this assessment. We gave her then some coaching on being between 10 and 20% more assertive and 10 and 20% less accommodating for about 12 minutes in her sales conversation. And as a consequence, her commissions, in fact, increased by around about 20% in the next year. And that was quite a significant amount of money. So this is a great opportunity, I'm going to suggest to you, for you to be generating a new income stream, working with salespeople who you are already working with, who you're very, very familiar with, but bringing them something which is new and exciting that's going to help them absolutely improve their results out in the field. And of course, who doesn't want to be better at what they do in the sales field today? So please go ahead and read what's accompanying this video in the advert and reach out to us. I'm going to invite you to come through our assessment process as well, so you'll get to experience it. And then I look forward to speaking to you very, very shortly. Cheers.